Maybe you're having a shamanic awakening experience. And if so, I'm here to help. Hi, my name's Michelle Hawk, and I'm a practicing shaman since 2003. Your awakening experience might be a little bit different from mine, but if so, that's okay. I've still got you. Let me share a little bit more about my awakening journey and what I'm seeing of other people in the world in their awakening path. And maybe something resonates with you. My journey is a little bit different from what I'm seeing a lot of people going through now as they're going through shamanic awakenings, perhaps a little bit later in life. I was 15 when I started studying and practicing shamanism in 2003. But even before that, I was a magical kiddo. Now, maybe you were too. A lot of us as children are very sensitive, very attuned to animals and nature. That was definitely me. I was out talking with the birds and the deer out in the forest and making potions in my backyard and drinking dirt potions. But for me, I look back on that now and I have the words to explain my worldview that I had as a child. And that is an animistic worldview. What that means, animism, is the belief that all things are alive, that there is this common thread of aliveness that connects all beings, whether we consider them to be animate objects or animate things like the animals and the plants, or even, quote, inanimate objects like stones and water and fire, the elements. Animism is the foundation of shamanic worldview. It's the foundation of shamanic practice. And as a child, this was very true for me. I felt that rocks had personalities, and my favorite mountains and favorite bodies of water were speaking to me. This is our birthright way of being. This is the way that humans have existed with Earth for a very long time. And it's only in recent years and in relatively recent human history that we've been separated from that. As a child, I was very naturally attuned to this, as many children are, and fortunately, that never left me. I was really fortunate to grow up in a family where my curiosity and my passion for nature and my passion for magic was very supported. All of my favorite books that I read as a child were folk tales and legends and a lot of different animistic and magical sorts of stories that had talking animals and magic spells and potions. And looking back at that, it really resonated with me because that was already how I saw the world. When I stumbled into my first shamanic workshop at the age of 15, I was in high school. It wasn't really anything that I was consciously looking for because I didn't really have the idea of what it was. And I came across this workshop through some family friends. It kind of naturally precipitated itself that way. And it was a shamanic journey workshop to connect with your animal guide. I was blown away. I was floored. It was as though I was being given a language and a context for everything that I already knew to be true. I ate up everything that this teacher had to say. It made so much sense to me. I loved it. It felt very natural and comfortable to me to do this journey work. I was by far the youngest person in the class. Everyone else was a grown up, and there I was a high school student, but it was very much felt like coming home to me. From there on, whenever I could, whenever I found a shamanic class, I made sure to participate, and I continued to practice my journey work. I continued to delve in all the little bits and pieces that I could find. And it was very alienating to be a high school student going through a shamanic awakening. I felt like there was a huge part of my life that I couldn't talk about to my friends. I felt like there was this thing that I was into that nobody would understand. It was it was very strange. It was like almost like I was living a little bit of a double life, being, a high school student into musical theater and biology, and then simultaneously going to listen to a drum track. This was before I had my own drum, but listen to a drum track and go into a shamanic trance state, a journey state, and connecting with spirits and animals and the spirits of plants, etc. And what I'm seeing in a lot of the people who are coming to me now, maybe this is true for you, people who are going through their shamanic awakening, even though I did so as a teenager, there's so many aspects of this that really ring true and are very, very universally true across people's experience. It feels very alone, isolating, or very alone, or it can feel very isolating. If we don't have people in our lives who we can share this with, who have a context, who already have a context and a relationship for what we're going through, it can feel like we're all alone. And it can feel like there's some part of ourselves that we can't share with other people. We might lose friends. We might be afraid of losing friends or loved ones. We might feel that, oh gosh, is there something wrong with me? Is there something that I don't know how to talk about to other people, but it feels very important and it feels like it's asking for my attention. So it can feel very isolating. It can also feel as though there's some aspect of this that already feels very familiar. Maybe you, like me, were a magical kiddo, and maybe it's almost this aspect of yourself coming into reemergence. You're reclaiming your own animistic worldview, your own connection with animals and plants and nature, and that's waking something up inside of you. We can also feel as though there's something, some deeper calling. And this was really true of myself even as a teenager, where it felt to me as though there was something very right about this, and it was asking me to lean in and to trust it. You don't have to understand what's going on. You don't have to have everything figured out. I know we deeply want to. That was definitely true for me of I want to know everything that's going on. I want to study as much as possible. And there is so much of shamanic practice that is deeply rooted in sensitivity and immediacy and trust. So if you're going through a shamanic awakening, trust me, I know what it's like. I've been through my own version of a shamanic awakening and shamanic reawakening. As we continue on the path, we keep getting initiated into deeper and deeper layers of this. And if you're feeling alone, I promise that will change. That does change as you get to know other people who are also walking the path. If you're feeling excitement about this, congratulations. I get it. I've been there. And if you're feeling like there's something that's calling you to lean in more deeply, then I invite you to reach out to me. I support people who are going through their shamanic and spiritual awakening. Whether you're a practitioner or you're just doing it for yourself, I've got you. If you're going through a mediumship awakening, intuitive awakening, you're wanting to lean in and receive training and support and mentorship in your shamanic gifts, then you can like this video, make sure you subscribe so you can stay tuned for more from me, and reach out to me through my website, michellehawk.com. That's Michelle Hawk, like the bird. And make sure that you send me a message saying like, hey, I need help with my shamanic awakening, and we'll set up a consult. I've got you. And congratulations on leaning into the journey.